How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. It sounds crazy, but crypto just became undervalued. And I can prove it based on what it's done in the past. We have Bitcoin and cryptos moving up today. It's a really green day, which is beautiful. Yesterday, we talked about how this seemed like an overreaction, that we thought it was going to bounce. In the Patreon, we did an hour-long Q&A that included some live trades. And yeah, we're up, let's see, 8% one, 9% the other. It's not like we went super aggressive. We're talking 4x and 3x leverage. But yeah, if you would have made these trades, you would be up enough to pay for 3 months of Patreon. And again, not getting too aggressive with them either. We have XRP jumping, from 265 to 320. Beautiful bounce there of 21% in less than a day. It seemed like a lot of people capitulated yesterday. There was a lot of retail selling. There was a lot of market manipulation. We talked about it, how we saw market makers and we saw large entities like exchanges selling crypto to dump the price, and then we bounce right back. This is classic crypto. We have a lot of companies buying crypto today, and I want to explain again why in a lot of ways crypto might be undervalued compared to where it should be. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. If you want to trade crypto, we have tons of options. There's a link to BitUniX underneath the video. There's a bunch of sign-up bonuses when you use that link. There's also a link to CoinW. I actually saw they have been crushing it. So there's a free trading group when you join this that has professional traders. All you have to do is deposit using my link, move over at least $20 to the futures account, and then you can get in on the Telegram group, which is also listed in the description. You just need to verify your account, and then you be able to trade with them and see their trades and all that kind of stuff. They have like live videos and stuff. There's also a link to Blofin. We've been able to make life-changing gains, and a lot of that was on Blofin. We have some bigger positions there. There's a link to BTCC. A lot of people are loving that right now. A lot of people signing up for that. And then also there's a link to WEEX, which they have some big news later this week. And they also have a deposit event going right now. So they have up to 5,000 USDT that you can get, and lower fees for using the link and starting to trade on the platform. So lots of options for you. I'm laying them out there for you. Also, if you want to see the Patreon, there's a link to this underneath the video. We just did an hour-long Q&A yesterday, and we're having a ton of people sign up, asking good questions. A really good community being built there. We just opened up more spots yesterday, but they are limited. Now, let's talk about what's happening in the market. Just if you pull up CoinMarketCap, a lot of things are looking quite green in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin's up 2%, Ethereum's up 2%, XRP's up 8%, Solana up 2%, and you just go down the list and it's looking pretty good. Not to where we were a few days ago, but Bitcoin's at 103,000. I think we're doing pretty good. It's up 160% over the last year, and yeah, so far I don't think this has been a bad start to the year by any means. Consolidating, a lot of great news as well coming out from the president in regard to crypto. A lot of bullish stuff, and yeah, he's putting his money where his mouth is, or at least his son is. I'm not sure, but the World Liberty Financial Project just bought another $10 million worth of ETH on chain. So just to be clear, their bags now are $190 million in Ethereum, $66 million in wrapped Bitcoin, $62 million in STETH, $10 million in TRX, $6 million in Link, $36.5 million in USDC, and $11 million in USDT. So they have a $400 million crypto bag. Keep in mind, Trump token, still massive. Let's actually pull it up here. So the majority of their net worth now is Trump token, being that it's a $6 billion circulating market cap and a $30 billion fully diluted. Yeah, the fact is they have a lot of reasons to want crypto to do well. We continue to see other companies and organizations also adopting Bitcoin for their treasury strategy. European Squash Federation is buying Bitcoin for their treasury. Publicly listed Nuvi adopts Bitcoin for its treasury. This is like a $2 million public company, so it's very small, at least from what I could see online. But it's up 9% on this news. Metaplanet just announced that they're going to raise another $745 million to buy more Bitcoin. Keep in mind, Metaplanet was a very small company a while ago. Let's go back over well, they barely even show it here. They show it on the 1 year, and they only go back a couple months. But let's go to maybe Yahoo Finance and pull up a longer time span here. You can see basically it was worth nothing. Like it was tiny, and it was one of those companies that did really well back like at the beginning of the 2000s. But since 2024, the beginning of 2024, it's gone up 30x, 20x, something like that, and is one of the most traded, if not the most traded stock on the Japanese stock market. We have the state of Arizona strategic Bitcoin reserve bill passing out of the committee. So the next step continues for these states to buy Bitcoin. I think a lot of people thought this was going to be something quick, like, hey, we're going to make a bill, we're going to pass it, and then we're going to go buy Bitcoin, like in a week. No, this takes a little bit of time, just like it took the ETFs, just when the ETFs launched. It wasn't like every single financial advisor out there just said, oh yeah, we're going to go buy ETFs, these Bitcoin ETFs. No, it takes 6 months or a year or even longer for it to pass compliance, for it to be studied. It takes a long time because these people are not studying Bitcoin and studying the implications of Bitcoin on the back end ahead of time. No. So it needs to be brought up and then studied after. So this is taking a little bit of time, but that's okay. MicroStrategy obviously acquired a bunch of Bitcoin this week. We talked about it yesterday. They bought over 10,000 Bitcoin for $1.1 billion. And now they're issuing preferred stock to go buy, I think, $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. So they're probably one of the buyers here today. So we have all this news. Of course, there are some people capitulating. GBTC had a negative $109 million day, ARKB negative 50, Fidelity with a big outflow, negative 269 million, BITB with 88 million. These are all ETFs, obviously, so it's not them selling it, but it's their clients, whether it's hedge funds freaking out, selling NVIDIA stock down $610 billion in market cap yesterday, along with all the major tech companies. But IBIT steered their clients in the right direction, saying, hey, don't sell today. Maybe it's not the best time to sell. Now, NVIDIA up 2% today. The market is calming down a little bit. Let's actually look at Market Watch. Up 1% on the NASDAQ today. Of course, we were down 3% yesterday, but still, we have people like Tom Lee saying that this is an overreaction. This is the biggest overreaction since the 2020 pandemic outbreak. And we'll get to crypto here in a second, but let me play this for you.
Here to share what he is watching is Fundstrat's head of research, Tom Lee. Welcome back. It's good to see you.
Great to see you,
especially on this day. How are you? What do you make of this?
This is yesterday.
Well, markets don't like uncertainty. They like visibility. They like moats. So markets are a little scared today. To me, it's an overreaction. I mean, NVIDIA decline is the worst since March 2020. And we know that ended up being a huge opportunity for investors. So I think it's not a fun day, but I'd be looking at this as an opportunity.
I've been thinking about, the people who've been coming on today of all sort of professions, whether it's a strategist or investor or whatever, analyst, defending all this or saying it's overblown. How do we know? What if it's not? And if it isn't, what does that mean?
We don't know if it's overblown. You're right. But this is the nature of technology. I'd be personally surprised if NVIDIA became Betamax in the past week. I mean, that's really would be the kind of change that would be required to really justify selling NVIDIA here. And given, I think, the need for AI because of global labor shortage and NVIDIA chip dominance is still strong, unless a new model emerges that doesn't require GPUs entirely, I'd say that markets just generally do fire ready aim. I mean, I think it's hard to know, though.
I won't disagree with you on that. I mean, that's how the market tends to do that. But
okay, so this is the biggest overreaction since 2020, Tom Lee says. Tom Lee has been right about a lot of things over the last couple of years, so you gotta kind of listen to him. Also, we continue to see more and more money printed from USDC and USDT. Circle minted another $250 million in USDC on Solana. So now they have $9.4 million worth of Solana USDC. So, a lot of money being printed. It's good for crypto. It means money's moving into crypto. Now, over the last couple of days, like I said, we've had a dip. We've moved up a lot this bull run, to be clear. Like we are much higher than we were a year ago. Look at any asset, BTC price. Over the last 1 year, we're up 144%. Let's look up XRP price. We're up 506%, and that's like actually in the last 2 months almost. Let's look at ETH price. ETH hasn't done much of anything, but it's up 41%. Sol price. We can't even look at the 1 year here. They don't even show it there, but we went from 100 to 237, so we're up 137%, and that was after it was up 1,200% from the bottom. Like, no matter what crypto you're looking at, it's up a lot. But the value of crypto continues to go up over time. This is where I'm talking about how crypto's undervalued, how it just went undervalued. This is a beautiful website. Into the Cryptoverse, there's a link to it underneath the video. You get 10% off when using that link. There might be a code, or maybe you just use the link. Just check it out. There's a link to it underneath. This is the crypto market cap and trend line. It basically shows the value of crypto gaining over time, growing over time. However, there are these regression lines. There's a lower band and an upper band. As we progress through the cycle, in bear markets, we hit this lower regression band. In bull markets, we typically move up towards this upper regression band. In 2011, we hit this line. In 2013, we hit the line. In 2017, we hit the line. In 2021, we only moved up about 4x above the fair value. And we did not hit this upper regression line. Another way to look at it is this. So the valuation of crypto went up about 430%, 440% above the fair value. Now, recently, we've been undervalued, actually. If you look at it, up until November 18, we were undervalued. The crypto market was undervalued, again, compared to this line, this red line. And then we popped up above it slightly. We're slightly overvalued. And then just a few weeks ago, 15 days ago, we were undervalued, and now we're just slightly overvalued. Now, what's this mean? It means that typically in a bull run, we would see pretty good returns from here. If we go up to an overvaluation similar to what we saw last cycle, and we saw that, let's say it was the beginning part of the year, 3.7, we'll call it April, $3.7 trillion fair value, and let's say we go up 4x above that, that would put us around a $15 trillion market. So right now we're at 3.5 trillion. We'd expect over 4x from here. That's pretty good. And not every crypto will go 4x. Maybe it's Bitcoin going 5x and altcoins not getting as much love because there are huge governments buying Bitcoin. Maybe there's some new crypto that swallows up a bunch of liquidity, something like a Trump, right? Trump token. Maybe it's Solana going up 8x and ETH going up 2x, or XRP going up 5x, right? This is just an example. We don't know for sure that it's going to go up 4x, but that's what people are banking on. Now, who knows? Maybe we get up to this upper band if there are governments buying Bitcoin. I think that'd be fairly difficult because that would be a 10x from here. That's kind of crazy. 10x. That would be the altcoin season of altcoin seasons. That would be Bitcoin still probably hitting 5-6x from here. I don't think that's likely, but that is where we have gone in the past at certain times. On the downside, let's say we go into a bear market. Let's say the bear market starts in July. Where would that take us? Well, the lower band is sitting around 1.35 trillion. And we're at 3.5 trillion now. So you could see the market fall down 60, 70%. And that's the whole market. Bitcoin may be down 50%, altcoins down 80, 90%. That's not unprecedented to see an altcoin down 90%. But keep in mind, too, we have not seen that lower regression band in a long time. I think the last time we hit it was something like 2010. typically we move about halfway down to it. Let's look at the last bear market. We were at a fair value of 1.9 trillion. The market cap was 1.04 trillion, and the lower band was 641 billion. So I guess we got down to about two-thirds maybe of this line. So let's look at the downside. Again, I just like to look at the downside. Where could we go if we fall down, if you time the market wrong? And then we'll talk about the upside again as well. But we could see something like a $2.5 trillion market cap, which honestly isn't that far down from where we are right now. That's a pretty good downside. If you're in something like Bitcoin, let's say the market gets halved. Well, Bitcoin's probably going to perform better than the rest of the market. That puts you around a $55,000 Bitcoin. That's pretty awesome. Honestly, I've had $48,000 in my head. If we had another really deep bear market, we could see a $55,000, a $48,000 Bitcoin, because we saw resistance around that point back in the previous cycle, back in like 2022, when we tried to come back up out of at the end of the bull market, but then we got rejected and went down into the bear market. We also saw some resistance in this bull market, right around the Bitcoin ETFs getting approved around that point. And then we saw a bounce back in July and August of last year around 49,000. So 48,000 is stuck in my head as like the bottom of the bear market. I could always be wrong, but that's not too far down compared to where we've been in the past. Now, if we go up to a $200,000 Bitcoin, that could still be a 75% drop. So that could be pretty vicious. But I think the drops will be less in the future, especially with all these different entities buying. They'll take advantage of the bear market. And to be clear, if we move further into the bull market, if we chop sideways, right? Like some people are getting annoyed that we're not moving up fast enough in the bull run, that Bitcoin's still at 103, 104, 105, and it's not at 150, 170. People are getting annoyed that they're not getting rich quick. The fact is, as the market lasts longer, it's better for the prices of Bitcoin. It's better for the prices of crypto, where we could be. So let's say we top out in April, right? The beginning of April. The fair value is 3.65 trillion. If we top out in December of next year, the beginning of December, we're looking at 4.8 trillion. So, I mean, you're talking about a 33% difference, something like that, in the fair value. So we could, assuming the market lasts longer, assuming we continue to, considering we continue to move up slowly, we could have a much more explosive, a much higher ending market cap during this bull run. Now, some people say we aren't even going to see a bear market. Okay, fantastic. Let's keep it at this fair value, right where we are now, but it just continues to creep up over time. Where would we be looking at? Well, 2 years from now, let's say we're in the end of January 2027, that's a fair value of 7.5 trillion. That's over double what it is right now. I don't know about you, but 2x over 2 years is pretty good. Like, I know that's not flashy. That's not like the crypto flash that we're used to, but if you were guaranteed a 2x in crypto, I'm not saying everyone would take it, but still, it would be much better than every other asset class over that time span. But we're not going to get that. We're not going to get a straight line up. No, we're going to have vicious moves. We're going to have massive dumps. We're going to have massive pumps. So yeah, I am thinking that the market will probably go up another 2, 3, 4x during this bull run. So yeah, crypto was undervalued recently, just slightly. If we go back to November and October, yeah, it was undervalued. There were times where I was slamming the table saying buy, slamming the table saying I'm going long this market. And yeah, sometimes people heard that and bought some cryptos. Some people said, you're crazy. This is a garbage market. I'm selling. I'm out of Bitcoin. I'm out of crypto. Especially back in the summer when we saw those huge drops at the beginning of each month, people were freaked out. But we've been able to go long this market. I just placed trades yesterday and they're up. If we see something like let's say we see that 4x, where we move up to 4x the fair value, right? These 3 and 4x longs I have are going to print money. Like, I mean, we're talking about 3 to 4x on 3 to 4x. So yeah, 10x's, 15x's all over the place on our trading positions. That is one of the reasons I like low leverage longs, is that you can protect your downside. You can always add more margin depending on how you set up the trades. I have a full video in the Patreon about how to do this, but you can protect your downside, and then you can make insane returns. I mean, we've made 2,000% in trades this year. So, well, last year, the end of last year, right? Let me know your thoughts about all this underneath the video, though. Again, if you want to check out Into the Cryptoverse, this is like 1/1000th of what they have on the website. They also have indicators for the top of the market, like pi cycle top indicators. They have screeners for different cryptos where they show you how heated they are, how overheated they are, and the time and different risk bands that they spend. Yeah, so if you want to check this out, there is a link to it underneath the video. If you want to check out the Patreon, I'll be using this website in the Patreon over time to kind of talk about when I'm getting out of the market, when I'm DCing out of the market, the trades I'm making. I talk about that a little bit in the Patreon. And if you want to check out BTCC, Blofin, WEEX, all those, there are links underneath the video as well. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts about all this. Again, crypto has moved up a lot, but if you just look at it over a long time span, it is slightly undervalued or slightly overvalued, like right around this time. Like, it's not like we're way above the fair value. We're seeing a nice rebound today too. Let me know your thoughts, what you bought, if anything, yesterday. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next one.